And then I heard
Correct.
Raf say that Mike Miles listened to that and said, "Man, I want to hire you as my agent." So you're here to pump up Mike Miles, a guard from TCU. He's 20 as well. Like as you said, he's like 4 months older than the Thompsons and Brandon Miller. 6'2", probably going to be a second round guy, but 36% shooter from three, 60% true shooting, high usage guy, 20 points per 36. I'm not going to lie, like when I heard Mike Miles and who you're talking about, I thought, oh, is this Mike Miles? Yeah, sounds like a white guy shooter. No, like he's like this stocky 6'2" guard he looks really interesting as a player. And just from looking just at the picture that's on the screen, looking at the build, looking at the college, I go, oh yeah, I know a guy that had a sort of stocky build who was a guard that came out of TCU who's doing a fair bit of damage for the Grizzlies at the moment. So what's the difference between him and Desmond Bain? Just purely on the fact they both play for TCU and they look like they're jacked as shit.
Yeah, it's funny. I asked him. I asked him what's in the water in Fort Worth that's making everybody who wears number one at TCU get the even wingspans, and he thought, he laughed. He's like, man, I extended. I really thought I was going to get a plus wingspan, but he did not. So the real difference is, Desmond was one of the best shooters I think pre-draft I've ever seen. Mike's really good. Like he still shot 42% on spot up, right? Yep. He can still shoot off the dribble, but he's more of a true point guard. And probably, honestly, I think his instincts defensively are better than Desmond's, which says a lot because Desmond's feel for the game is just unbelievable. So I think they're different in the way that point guard versus off guard is how I would describe it, and shooting differences.
So, again, 6'2", there's not a huge amount of guards or point guards in the NBA who are successful at the moment at that height. Like, it's almost a requirement that you are 6'3". Obviously, Scoot is 6'2", but he's like 6'9" wingspan. It's a +7. Like, that doesn't make you 6'2". Like, that makes you a lot bigger than that. There's nearly everyone we look at, like, that are successful is taller than this. And all of the guys that are in the top, Anthony Black, 6'7". Cason Wallace measured, I think, over 6'4" yesterday. Is that height a problem? Where does it impact him? Does it finishing at the rim? Is it getting across around big men? Like where is that height going to hamper him?
The only issue I see on with his size, spoiler alert, is his defense, where he still though is so strong and quick that he can stay in front of guys. It's the same problem Desmond had, right? Where these shot contests, they're not going to be as lethal because he's short. He's shorter and he doesn't have long arms. But I don't think finishing at the rim is actually an issue. The first 2 years, he was a sub 50% shooter at the rim. This year, he got up to like 65%, and he plays so much bigger than his actual size. That's one of the things I really like is he's fearless going to the rim, and he's successful going to the rim too because he added so much strength. He plays bigger than his size, and he's comfortable with both hands, can play through contact. Like the finishing is all the way there for me.